had a request for a video on how to change font sizes and labels in QGIS. So let's take a look. Right now we're in the layout view, or the print layout for our U.S. Census data. This is population by county for 2010. If we wanted to add a title to this map, we would click on Add Item, Add Label. I'll draw a nice text box to fit it, and the item properties for the label will pop up. If they don't pop up, you can always right-click and go to Item Properties. So let's change this title. No, it's not population density. What is this? What are we actually looking at? That's always important to know. Map, and we're looking at percent populations over the age of 62. So it's always important to know before you start your titling it. So let's get back to our print layout. Okay, not population density. Let's make this 2010 U.S. population 62 and older. And then underneath we'll have it say by county. Okay, so if we want to change the font or change the font size, under this appearance caret, it might be if it's collapsed. Sorry for the landscaping noise. Collapsed, you'll expand it there. We click on font and it'll bring up the font text formatter. So let's make this a little bit larger. So here in the text formatter, you could change the font if you wanted to. If we wanted that's not a font. If you wanted it to look more like or have serifs under it, you could change it there. You can also adjust the font color. Not here. In here. So usually we don't need to do this, but if you wanted to make it red, a little bit hard to read here. Maybe if you had a black backdrop, you might want to change the color. I want to undo that. Okay, so let's work on changing the size of our font some more. To our font editor, resize, you can see. So some of the challenges with QGIS is that the font option sizes may be limited depending which font you choose. So we can click one like Arial and you'll be able to get a larger font. We're seeing that we're no longer seeing our subtitle. If we made it larger, we would see our subtitle. We could also just try changing our font size until we can see it. We can move our map around, whatever you think is necessary. You also have in here your alignment, so we could center justify it, put it in the middle. I don't like that though. If you wanted the county, so I'm thinking I want this county to be a different font size, or maybe at the end. You can just add in an additional label. And have that say by county. And then change the font here, maybe to if you wanted to. I don't know if that's perfect, but we'll leave that here. Maybe you wanted to add in a text box. Oh, we could also group these together to make sure they stay center by using the group tool. So that'll group those together so that we always move them together once we get them placed the way we want, where we want them to be. Let's say you wanted to add in a little bit of text, maybe with a backdrop. So we could add in a shape. Let's say we wanted to write a little bit about what we're seeing. And then we could then add in our text, our label. And here we would add in words, 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 etc. If you were trying to fill out this text. These again could be grouped. Well, first we could, let's go back. We could change the color of the background of this text box to make it maybe a gray. That's a little dark, but we're going to work with it for now. Or a light blue. You could change, make it a little bit, oh, you know what? We could take that gray that we saw. And then hit the opacity and reduce it down a little bit that way. Let's say we did want to, we could then change our font color here to a white if you thought that looked better. Red would not look better, but I'm just showing you how you can change those font colors. So they're all, I'm on the label properties right now, I'm changing those font colors. We could still change that size. You know, keep the fonts the same if you wanted. Let's stay around 18 for the text on our map. We can left justify everything. This looks a little bit big for our text box, so I also could just make this larger. Sometimes you just want things to be larger. So what can I do? I can change my font size. I can delete some of these spaces because I just added them in. To get that to fit in there, and again, change your font as needed. Font color. You could, of course, group these together so they would be moved together, which we can do using our group button. You'll also see there are alignment buttons here, like we could do, let's ungroup these real quick. So these are our two titles. We could click on those two and then click on the align center button, and it'll make sure that these two text boxes are aligned in the center. There we go. What other kind of text would we want to add? That wraps it up from here. If you have any other questions about changing your text on your map, let me know.